One of the areas that's taken a bit of my interest lately, and obviously there's a bunch of areas I'm interested in, but it's the area of practical intelligence. Of what does practical intelligence look like? And I mean this in contrast to, like, when someone does an IQ test, like, okay, that's neat. But, like, how and when, and, does that solving those puzzles translate into solving real world problems? Does it translate into making anyone's lives better? And when I think about practical intelligence, really I'm modeling that after, like, functional exercise. So, if you're familiar with people who lift weights, there's a lot of weightlifting that goes on that might result in us looking bulkier, looking stronger, but in reality doesn't really help functionally in terms of wrestling, in terms of swimming, in terms of running, in terms of even being a soldier for that matter, that if you compare people who do those kind of activities to a bodybuilder, they're a very different shape. And it's because what they have is functional strength. Same kind of strength someone who's kind of a old-fashioned farmhand throwing hay bales gets, as opposed to the kind of strength someone gets that, again, is from repetitions of curls or something, which, nothing wrong with that, but it's just very separate from functional strength. And one other reason for this distinction to be so important is that in the same way as we can develop our functional strength if we do the right kinds of activities for it, functional intelligence isn't just about this built-in quality that we have or not. In the same way that, for example, or I guess by contrast, IQ is supposed to be kind of largely, innate's maybe the wrong word, but it's supposed to not be a number that's going to change for you a lot, right? It's supposed to be some sort of indicator of what's in there. And in contrast, functional intelligence is the kind of thing we can develop in terms of how well we can communicate with others, in terms of how well we can attack a problem in a practical way and get a desired result out of it, in terms of being able to navigate uncertainties, in terms of being able to pull together different kinds of work that don't naturally seem to fit until a little bit of effort's put into it. All those are kind of functional intelligence aspects, in contrast to something that's, again, just sort of like an arbitrary measure. Or for that matter, too, like I think I saw some people chatting the other day online about people who are very skilled at chess know that chess, for the most part, is like this, it's a novelty interest. Not really anything wrong with it, but it's not really a marker of, like, genius. It's not really a marker of world-changing mental capacity for other purposes. It's chess. It's a very narrow skill someone can practice at, like they practice anything. And I really want to explore what are the ways that we can improve our functional intelligence. In part, of course, part of what motivates me to have this interest is that I'm quite sure through my years of seeing people before and after they've got substantial game development experience, that various aspects of game development, especially on a team, where they're working with other people, communicating, planning, where they are having to produce results and overcome challenges and get practical solutions to real problems that they're running into, I think it's a pretty great way to train in functional intelligence, the act of making games. And so anyway, that's the thought I want to leave with today. I'm going to keep developing this thread in the time period ahead, probably off and on. But just to say, that's, like I say, one of these areas I'm kind of interested to be diving into, thinking about, talking about. Curious to hear in the comments your experiences with either intelligence do you feel like is highly practical or maybe just kind of for show, like bodybuilder muscles. That's all for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll have another video tomorrow.